Every single day, we're all leaving this trail of digital breadcrumbs behind us. Emails, applications, bits of code, frustrating error messages. It's like a ghost of our intentions living inside the machine. Most of the time, it's just a bunch of noise. But sometimes, if you look really, really closely, that noise starts to tell a story.
So this is that raw noise I'm talking about. It's just a jumble of keywords. We see stuff about security, curriculum, learner integrity. It's chaotic, right? It almost makes no sense at all.
And it just keeps coming. Now, there are fragments about quadratic equations, investigation histograms, event actions. It's almost like we've accidentally stumbled into someone's private, completely unfiltered brainstorm session.
And then, just like that, it shifts to electrical engineering logic. You can see power supply equations here. It's a total digital puzzle box, completely scrambled. So the real question is, how on earth do you find a person, a real human story, buried in all of this mess?
Okay, so let's dive right in. Here's our challenge. We're going to take all this digital chaos and we're going to try to find the signal. We're looking for the story that's hidden deep inside all of these fragments.
So where do you even start? Well, like any good detective story, the first step is to look for a connection, right? A common thread. In this giant sea of data, we are looking for a name.
And boom, there it is, our first real clue. A name, sitting there in a totally standard customer service email, Chishingombe Fiston. All of a sudden, this random data isn't so random anymore. It might actually belong to someone.
And then we see it again, this time on an application form. Now the spelling's a little different, Chingombe Chitati, but you can tell it's the same person. The connection is solid. We've found our protagonist.
And just to be sure, a third hit. On a training transcript, yep, that seals it. All of these scattered bits and pieces of data, they all seem to revolve around one single person, Chingombe Chitati Fiston. And it gets even better. We even find a digital alias, Kanonga5, that's connected to a project on GitLab. So this isn't just some name on a form. This is a person with a real, active digital identity.
Okay, so we've got a name. That's a huge first step. But a name is just the beginning of the story. The next question is, what's the narrative? What was he actually trying to do? What was his goal?
Well, this right here is a massive piece of that puzzle. It's an application for a manager of ICT security role at City Power in Johannesburg. This isn't a small thing. This is a serious career goal, a really clear professional ambition. And what's so fascinating is how he's going about it. See, he's not just sitting back and firing off resumes. No, he's actively engaging with the entire system, drafting qualification frameworks for engineering, linking them to national development plans, and actually submitting them to the Official Qualifications Authority, QCTO. But, it's never that easy, is it? The journey's definitely not smooth. We start to see the first signs of friction, a simple bounced email. It seems like such a small thing, but man, how frustrating is that? A tiny digital wall just blocking your path.
And then comes a much bigger roadblock, a formal rejection from Eaton Talent Hub for a sales manager role. This is that feeling we've probably all had at some point, right? The cold, sterile, impersonal email that just perfectly captures the reality of the modern job hunt.
Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting for me. It's the contrast. Because we've seen the outside world pushing back, right? The rejections, the errors. But these fragments also give us this incredible peek inside his head, into his internal world.
Just look at these notes. It's this dense stream of consciousness thought process, connecting engineering and national policy, education frameworks, and technology. It's like we're looking at the actual blueprint of his mind, watching him try to understand and structure this incredibly complex world. And what's wild is that right next to all that big picture abstract thinking, you get this: clean, precise Boolean algebra and programming logic. It just shows you this amazing dual-sided brain at work, super expansive and theoretical on one hand, but also incredibly precise and structured on the other. And the thing is, he's not just thinking about it, he's doing it consistently. This GitLab timeline shows him creating a project, pushing updates, logging incidents. He's in there, building, fixing, problem-solving. This is active, hands-on work. So, we've waded through all this digital noise, all these different fragments. What's the story that's actually emerged from all the chaos? What do these applications and notes and errors really tell us about a modern professional journey? And really, it all boils down to this incredibly stark contrast.
On one side, you've got the dream, right? The big titles, the qualifications he's aiming for. And on the other, you have the soul-crushing reality of address not found and automated rejection letters. It's the gap between the ambition and the daily grind.
So what we've really uncovered here is this compelling narrative of one person's persistent drive. It's a story about having this deep, complex technical expertise, but constantly running up against the friction and the frustration of our modern digital systems. And the whole thing is told through these little digital breadcrumbs he left behind. And that kind of leaves us with one last big question, doesn't it? I mean, think about it. If someone could gather up all your digital fragments, your sent emails, your random notes, your error messages, what story would they tell about you? How much of the real you, your ambition, your struggles, your true self is actually captured, hiding in plain sight in that digital ghost in your machine?